So, you're thinking about becoming a section chief? Well, let me give you some tips and tricks on how to be an effective section chief and at the same time affect your squadron. And it all starts with you. So let's start with you first. What kind of instructor are you? Were you that kind of instructor that said, well, that's good enough? I wouldn't be an instructor supervisor or a section chief, excuse me. Because when you're a section chief, it's all about giving and mentoring at this point. So what kind of person are you? Are you an introvert or an extrovert? Well, you could be an introvert and still get in there and then hopefully close your doors and recharge later. If you're an extrovert, that's even better because you want to be upstairs. You really want to be because it doesn't drain you. It gives you more oomph in your step. How comfortable are you with the job? I hope you're not being hired because it's just rank, because you're a master sergeant and they think that's the next progressive step for you without you really understanding. So this is what I would tell all squadrons. If you're looking for a section chief, see how they push. See how these instructors get along with all the instructors. See how these instructors interact with each other and give each other, breathe life into each other. Those are the kind of section chiefs you want to hire if you're a squadron. And if you're considering that, being a section chief as well, you should be doing the same thing. Breathing life into people. Creating those relationships of don't be mediocre. So when I was section chief, I was upstairs all the time. Why am I upstairs all the time? As much as I could. Because my instructors need to know that I'm available. That's number one. You could be in the squadron, but are you available? So I'm always upstairs, and I'm not going, oh, you did this wrong, this wrong, this wrong. No, I'm part of the team. Hey, you missed this, you missed this. I'm helping set the dorms up. I'm seeing who needs help. I'm coming up with my monthly IH&T to ensure that everybody can be effective at their job and feel good about coming to work. What do I mean by that? Well, in my section, one flight had to do control. Every flight rotation. One. And it's just for practice. It's a freebie. And all it takes is time. Now, the best time to do it is usually in the 7-week training. But the best time for the MTIs to really teach it and smash it is probably in the 3rd week of training, 4th week of training, when it's almost all done. So I give my instructors tips and tricks and everything like that. Matter of fact, I'll take my instructors out there when they drop their flights off at classes. And I'll say, hey, march me in control. March me in control. So that I can hear their corrections, I can hear their voice, make sure they're inflecting, making sure they have snap, all that kind of stuff. Making sure they're standing in an effective position. I don't care where, as long as it's effective. And it's nothing but a mentoring game. So if you want to be a section chief, look forward to mentoring your people and building them up. If you're a section chief, you have somebody that's going through something, talk to your flight commander, talk to your DO and say, hey, I'm going to push this flight for like a day or a couple hours while my MTI gets a little bit of, get refreshed. Help them out. I taught my section how to do beds. I taught the flights while my instructors would watch. Because I believe that since I'm a seasoned instructor, I can feed my people. Now, if you're a section chief, what I would recommend is find those EPR banks. Find the quarterly award winners. Find the annual award winners. Find a couple EPRs, create a Word document, and keep it somewhere on the public drive so you're not reinventing the wheel, because you're going to be writing EPRs. EPBs. You need to be able to write them effectively to the point where you're taking care of your people and their career. So find that. Also, read the lesson plans that are bound by the section chief. So section chiefs actually have two types of lesson plans. So you got the Flight Commander IS-1, and there's one more. And some of the things that are on there is, like for MTIs, not to be intense when they're approaching an entry controller. You would think it'd be 36.3, but it's not. It's in the gosh darn Section Chief training. It's wild. Anyways, there's some good nuggets. That's some really, really good nuggets for you to really start grasping early. Start highlighting those lesson plans for the Section Chiefs. They're on the share drive. All you have to do is study a little bit per day. Another thing that you could probably do is cause a little competition in your dorm. So this is what I did. Whoever is the highest commander excellence for that cycle, whatever, they can keep their dorm. They don't have to move. They can keep the same team if they want to. Everybody else possibly might switch. It just depends. So me, as being a Section Chief, is I try to get a culture of predictability. God, what's wrong with me? So if they really want to stay together, if they really want to stay in that dorm, I always tell them, hey, then I need you to produce. I need you to produce. So I say, okay, go for it. Another thing I do as a Section Chief is I pick an MDC rep. Somebody that's going to be in charge of making sure that people are mastering the art of the guidon bearers, mastering the art of parade and retreat procedures. Hopefully, if there's my MDC rep, they're not going through parade or retreat. They are making sure that they are good to go, and then we keep tallying, we keep track of those demerits per section, and we just combine them all together. Combine all the demerits together, and then we have something to shoot for next rotation. And the reason why I create an MDC rep is so that if we need to get an MDC in the squadron, they're already kind of familiar with it already. Or, if they want to be a trainer or they want to be a Section Chief, that's one more thing in their arsenals that'll make them more of a nominee, more of somebody that would do a better job than a lot of other people. Yes, it's a made-up position for me personally, but I like to empower my people, and that's part of being a servant leader and a transformational leader. You have to empower people to do things that's going to benefit your team. So that's what I'm really trying to do. Last but not least is that you have to be extremely, extremely sacrificial. So for example, if a trainee has to pack, as a Section Chief, that's actually in the regs. Chapter 7, 36.3. You are squadron leadership. You need to inventory it and get another permanent party personnel to write on the thing. Being available for them, to them, making sure that you're doing everything that you can to make their life easier. So just say, for example, they're at med dental, and your instructors were just taking a chill pill, and they were at Starbucks. I hate Starbucks, but say they're at Starbucks, relaxing, and then you got a call, hey, somebody popped positive for drug, you got to pack them. I would call them, but I would get everything started for them because I'm part of the team. So as a Section Chief, be part of the team. Sometimes there are Section Chiefs out there that consider themselves higher than the team. If you're going to be a Section Chief, be with the team. Do things with the team. If the team's going to go out and do something as a section, as a stairwell, go. And when you go out, don't be a Section Chief. Be you. You can make BMT so much easier for rookies and for veterans, provided that you have that leadership style of being a servant leader. So hopefully this has helped, and hopefully you can really start getting a track to section chief and maybe to operations superintendent one day, and then higher and higher, maybe stay in team. You never know. All right, God bless. Take care.